We've finally reached the end of the prologue chapter, but before we can capture this last castle, looks like we're going to need to take down the boss guarding us. But first, well, I'm just going to do a few more conversations. Although this Azel one doesn't really make much sense after seeing the conversation with Alphys. Feels a bit paradox-ish. Yeah, see, technically he already knows that. And I'll just see this one with Lex as well. Also, yes, we find out from this one that Lex is actually the son of Lord Langebolt, who you might remember from the intro of this chapter. Of course, Langerbolt's going to be quite significant later on. I think it's kind of obvious that he's going to become a villain. Now just getting into position for this boss. Now when you've reduced an enemy army to just the boss, it's sometimes best to plan out how you're going to approach it and what characters you're going to get experience. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that the characters who I want to attack him with, who are Midale and Azel, because they both need experience, I'm making sure they're both fully healed. This is especially true for needed for Azel, because yeah, he's going to take a lot of damage. And of course, this guy has significantly better stats than some of the other enemies, and a steel axe, which is going to hit you harder, and a hand axe, which means you can't just abuse on him with ranged characters and not get attacked. Also, it's best here, yeah, just to have someone as defensively weak as Azel to just wait next to the boss rather than attack. Otherwise, there's a good chance he'll probably die in a couple of hits. And because bosses tend to have quite a lot of HP and generally defense in this game, I find boss abusing is quite easy to do. For those of you who don't know what boss abusing is, it's basically just repeatedly attacking a boss with weak weapons and then letting them heal the damage. And you repeat this until either all your characters are level 20 or all your weapons are broken. Of course, you're not going to see me be doing that because, frankly, it'd make a playthrough a bit boring. I mean, if I do end up needing to do it, I'd probably cut it out and just put in the significant fights. And yeah, as you know, that elite skill is really useful. It gives Lex crazy amounts of experience. Right, in this case I'm probably not hoping for a critical with Noish because I want other characters to get experience too. And here we go. Now this was the skill I was talking about. You might have noticed there that that Noish and Gerard seemed to fight what appeared to be another round of combat there. That's the duel skill. Basically what it means is that if it activates, another round of combat happens. Alright, I'm gonna try and finish this guy off with Midale, but first I just wanna get him into position like that, just to make sure he doesn't get unlucky and get killed. And yeah, this should be familiar to some fans of the series. Some characters have special conversations with bosses, and why was he calling Midale a coward? He's using a hand axe. I'd say it's fair. That wasn't the best, but it's alright. Okay, I think I'll try and finish this guy off with Azel. Just another random thing I might have wanted to mention. In this game, if you attack a boss who has both a close-range weapon and a long-range weapon, if you attack them from long range, they'll automatically equip their long-range weapon, which can be kind of annoying if you don't know, So, for example, if I went and attacked this guy with Azel now, and he had his steel axe equipped, he'd automatically equip his hand axe. Of course, you can abuse this and force them to equip weaker ranged weapons in some situations, but... Alright, that's it. Now I'm getting annoyed. Eat Silver Sword. So, what he's basically saying is, your princess is in another castle. Sorry, I couldn't resist. And although the victory is near theme is very good, I'm gonna have to capture this castle now. And this victory theme is very good too, but it seems a bit out of place with the dialogue that's occurring here. Particularly this next line by Sigurd. I'm hunting those bastards down. Happy music. And this is just basically the ending event of the prologue chapter. So, I hope you've all enjoyed watching this, and I hope those of you who don't really know much about this game have at least gotten a bit of a feel of it. As I said at the beginning of this, I'd highly recommend this game to any fan of the Fire Emblem series, particularly if you're a fan of Path of Radiance or Radiant Dawn. I'm just going to mention this very quickly. This whole thing about the sun will go down if the castles incur any damage. All I know is that your ranking takes a massive hit if you lose a castle, but anyway, I'm running out of time now, so I'll see you in the next chapter.